Bore da, croeso nôl. Good morning, welcome back. We're in Dyffryn Ogwen, Ogwen Valley today. And the weather is great. It's the end of September and we're going up there. Don't know if you can see it with the sun peeping over the top. Tryfan! Mighty Tryfan. It's been top of the bucket list for quite a few years now and just never got round to it. I did try a couple of months ago and get up here, but it was shrouded in cloud. The cloud base was at around about 200 metres and the forecast was that it wasn't going to shift pretty much all day. So I went and did Bwlch Tryfan instead. And of course, as I got halfway up Bwlch Tryfan, I had a look over towards Tryfan and it was completely clear, as sod's law would have it. But there you go. You know, I couldn't risk it. At the end of the day, I've never done Tryfan before. I was on my own, and I hadn't really done any big mountains. I've done one big mountain in about 2 years, so I couldn't risk it. But I'm glad today. So the weather's good. It's cool at the moment, but the sun's out. The forecast's really good. Hopefully the cars going past aren't impairing too much with the noise, but no, the weather's looking good, forecast is good. I'm going up the South Ridge, so I'm not going up the North Ridge. The North Ridge is for more experienced scramblers. It's a scramble in every direction, Tryfan. It's not to be taken lightly, Tryfan. But no, I'm going up the South Ridge. So yeah, hopefully you'll come and join me for a great adventure day. Catch you in a bit. Llyn, head of the White Slope, or end of the White Slope, in all its glory. Take you up there one day. Yeah, we're in Dyffryn Ogwen. Dyffryn Ogwen is Ogwen Valley. So Llyn Ogwen, and you've got on this side, you've got the Carneddau Mountains, so Llyn, Carnedd Dafydd behind it, Carnedd Llywelyn, Llyn. And back towards that end you've got Penrhyd Helgi Du, Penllithrig Orach, that way. And then on this side over here, which is where we're going, you've got the Glyderau and a Garn, and then Tryfan. Up that path there, up to those rocks there, is where people take pictures. I've done it myself, and it's directly opposite the Ogwen Cottage Centre, which is a place where people come to stay. I think a lot of youngsters, as you can see, there's a group there heading out on a day in the mountains. But yeah, the Outward Bound Trust. There you go, some of the buses, Outward Bound Trust buses. So yeah, they obviously organise days in the mountains for youngsters. Really valuable experiences, great experiences. Obviously some ongoing activities on the lake there. They've got some little kayaks there. I think they're kayaks anyway. So, yeah. So we are here. We're going to head up this path here towards Llyn Idwal. I would normally go around Llyn Idwal. It's a lovely walk, but actually we're going to cut off here and go up, head towards here, which is Bwlch Tryfan, and then we're going to go up the South Ridge up to the summit of Tryfan, all being well. Exciting. Get a bit further down the road, you can park for free. There's a few car parks and lay-bys along, or you can park here closer to Ogwen Cottage, but I'm not sure whether it's gone up. It used to be about £5 for the day, like a flat charge, however long you stay. There's some great facilities here that goes towards. There's a cafe and toilets and a little information centre. So yeah, that £5 does go towards something decent. Like I say, there's a place here that sells pastries and all that kind of thing, either before to give you some energy or after to replenish that energy once you've been out. So yeah, ice creams, sausage rolls, or an Ogwen pasty. So this is the path up from Ogwen Cottage, and this path takes you up to all of them. If you follow the major path, it'll take you up to Cymydwell, but we're going to come off the major path a little bit further up. I'll show you where, and we're going to head off up towards Bwlch Tryfan and head up to Tryfan from that way on the south ridge. But yeah, Cymydwell's a really nice walk if you come up here with your kids, or I've seen a couple of kind of slightly older groups of people, kind of in their 60s, 70s, and there are some people in their 60s and 70s do amazing things. I was reading the other day about somebody in their 60s who has done pen of Ann 3 times a day, 5 days a week for half a year, and is planning to do it for the next half of the year as well, which is absolutely incredible in your 60s. Well, my hat off to them. But yeah, if you're just after a fairly gentle walk, it's nice in the snow as well actually. If you don't want to be too risky going up to the peaks, then having a nice little walk around Cymydwell is lovely. And you can even go up towards Devil's Kitchen if you want to go up that way. So this is the point where the path here heads round and goes up that way and over the top there. Llyn is on that little plateau there underneath the mountains there, so the Garn and Glydavawr. But we're going to go up this little split. It's quite easy to miss if you're not careful, and this path is going to take us up this way towards Bwlch Tryfan in the middle there, and then we'll go up the south ridge to the summit of Tryfan. So as you can see here, the path is really well defined. You can't go wrong. This ambles up towards, it's going straight up towards here, at which point we'll come alongside a stream. We'll find a point to cross the stream, and then that takes up to a little lake, Llyn Bochlwyd, I believe it's called. I will correct that if I'm wrong, but it's Llyn Bochlwyd. Some people call it Australia Lake because it looks a bit like Australia, the shape of Australia. So there are a few paths up Tryfan from the car park, which is, the car park's just down here, the car park that I parked into, and there's a path up straight from the car park, but I wanted to bring you via Ogwen Cottage to show you what was there, the different things that were there, and obviously show you the path that goes up to Cymydwell, which I'll take you up to Cymydwell and probably up to Glydavawr and the garden at some point. But yeah, I just thought I'd take you up that way. I'll probably go down using one of the paths, which I believe are down here somewhere. They're on all trails. Those of you who follow me have seen some of my other videos and know that I use all trails. But yeah, I'd say so. The path up here is pretty well defined. That said, there is one person I've just passed who was going back down that way and then came back up this way, so I asked her if she'd lost something, and their answer was she'd lost the path. So it's one of those things, when your head is down, there are a couple of places where it is quite easy sometimes to lose it, but in the main it's pretty well defined, as you can see. So you're just heading up towards, you can see from quite low down, you can see the stream, providing it's not the middle of summer and it's all dried up, you can see the stream, you can hear the stream. So you're heading for the kind of the pinnacle of the stream as it comes over, which is coming down from Australia Lake, or Llyn Bochlwyd, as I was saying before. I actually came to climb Tryfan about a month ago. Sadly, it was shrouded in cloud. It was about 200 metres, the cloud base, and as I wasn't confident climbing it on my own, I decided that I would head over to more Shabod. As luck would have it, actually, the clouds lifted about halfway up Shabod. I had a look over. It was beautifully clear, but I'm glad actually, because it's a lot cooler today. I'm actually a bit lighter than I was back then, probably a stone or so lighter, and I can't emphasise enough how much of a difference that makes. I'll talk more about weight loss, obviously. If you've kind of seen any of my other videos and seen my fasting videos, you know that I've been on a weight loss journey, almost have been for the last kind of 6 years, yeah, the difference that it makes for those of you that think you can't do anything, you know, start small, and then when you start to lose it, do more. You'd be amazed at the difference that it'll make on your knees, your back, absolutely everything. So yeah, start today. I think in my last video that I did up at Cascading, I said if you want to make changes in your life, start today. Don't let anybody make you think you can't do it. If you want to make a change, start today. And things like altering your weight, anything like that, makes a huge difference on your quality of life and the amount of things that you can do and enjoy. My knees used to be shot from playing football at a really heavy weight. I mean, at one point I was about 23.5 stone, far too heavy, and my knees took a massive stress. Used to be a wicket keeper, used to play football, which was great. I used to say that I was the fittest fat bloke anybody had ever known as a joke, but I actually did do quite a lot, but my knees took a hammering. I had a bad tackle at football, and it meant that I could not play football anymore. Never mind even think about contemplating climbing mountains. And then when I'd lost the weight, all the weight, I lost 10 stone. Somebody dragged me up Snowdonia for the first time when I was 40 years old, and yeah, never look back. Absolutely love it. How can you not love this? How can you not love this? Isn't it amazing? So we're now at 540 metres elevation. The sweat is starting because we've been starting to climb. The path is still pretty well defined. I kind of lost it a little bit just down here, but then picked it up. You can kind of see where it's well trodden. There are several different routes here, but you'll notice we're still to the right hand side of the lake. There is Tryfan, and we're heading up this path here. There's Bwlch. This is Bristly Ridge. Up to Bwlch. I've never done Bristly Ridge yet because I'm not confident enough with the scrambling. But as we do things like Tryfan and things like that, we'll hopefully build up that confidence. So over there is Bwlch. I think that's Mynydd Perfedd and Carnedd y Bwlch over there. So I should be up there again this weekend. You've got a garn which dips down. There's another llyn up there. I forget now what it's called. If I can remember, I'll flash the name up here. And then Bwlch I've come on again because just trying to show you that there's this big flat rock ahead of me, which is a great sign of a place to cross. So the stream goes underneath here, and there, this is probably as good a place as any for you to cross. There's some nice, easy, flat-ish stones, very steady. Another very steady because I'm not having any trouble with them. And those of you who know me, as I mentioned before, I'm no mountain goat. And it looks fairly well defined. Here again, these rocks that have obviously been well trodden, maybe with crampons and things. So it's quite easy to follow. It's quite an obvious path. But you know, there are so many different ways to get up here. I've been talking to a couple of people, a guy who's originally from Hungary, but he's lived here for 20 years. He's coming up here. His plan is to go up Bwlch Ridge and go up Bwlch. Yeah, he was saying that he thought he'd got lost as well, like the lady I came across before. But I mean, I've never been up Tryfan before. I have been up this way because I came back when I went on Bwlch. I came back through Bwlch Tryfan and down this way, and it was quite late at night, and I had my head torch on, but I still managed to find some fairly well-defined paths. And to be honest, it was probably this path that I followed. But yeah, anyway, enough of me rambling on. We're here. This is Llyn Bochlwyd, which is grey cheek. So there's another ridge that goes up here. This is a gribbin. It goes up onto, I think that goes onto Bwlch. Correct me if I'm wrong, write in the comments. And then that one is a bit more difficult, I think there, that's Bwlch Ridge. So a gribbin doesn't look that bad, to be honest. Maybe one day in the not too distant future, I could fancy having a go at that. Anybody fancies joining me on that hike? Somebody who could climb would be preferable. Somebody who's an experienced scrambler would be preferable, and has a bit of patience. He'll have a lot of patience with me. Yeah, that would be good if anyone wants to join me. Maybe do a gribbin or bristly if you know that it's easier. Whichever one's easiest to start with. Build up my confidence. But yeah, you can see that the path here now becomes far more defined. There's some nice, easy path that goes through. There's somebody a bit further up there who I saw before crossing the stream, and that takes you up to Bwlch Tryfan, and there's a stile and a wall before we'll head that way up to the top. I can see some people. You won't be able to see them probably, but I can see some people up on the top there. Maybe you can just make them out just right at the top. I don't know whether you can. Just right at the top here, just coming down. Tryfan peeping up the top there. Well, I was hoping from up here I'd be able to show you a little bit better as to why it's called Australia Lake, but I don't think we quite get high enough. So I would say it's supposed to resemble the shape roughly of Australia. I think you'd have to check it out on a map to believe me. You might be able to tell from up there, up on Bwlch, or maybe up on a gribbin, but no, from here it just looks like pretty much any other lake, but it's still lovely up here. So yeah, Tryfan up here. Tryfan stands at 917.5 metres, which is 3,010 feet, so it only just makes it into the Welsh 3000s by 10 feet, but what a mountain it is. It's one of the most iconic and famous mountains here in Snowdonia, in Eryri. Probably second only to Snowdon Bwlch itself. And I believe Tryfan is the most photographed mountain
in Wales and probably one of the most photographed in the world. But it's iconic because of the shape of it. Looks a little bit like, some say, like a dinosaur lying down. You can't really tell from here. But yeah, it's volcanic rock that it's made out of. I say made out of, that it's formed from volcanic rock. And the name Tryfan, a couple of different sources suggest different things, but it means 3 peaks or 3 rocks is the most thought of meaning. But then other people say that it could just mean high peak or high place, because man, well, from van, means place in Welsh. So I don't know exactly. If there's more of a specialist who knows a bit better than me, stick it down in the comments. I'd love to know. But I just know that it's an absolutely majestic mountain and we're going up it. According to my much ridiculed watch, we are currently at exactly 600 metres, which means we're approximately halfway up from the car park, because the car park starts at around about 310 metres, I think, something like that. So 917 metres, 600s are about the halfway mark. So far so good. It's been pretty easy going. But yeah, I know as soon as we get up to Bwlch Tryfan and head up there, that's when the scrambling and the hard work will really start. So, quite how far? You can see, probably if you're watching on a phone, not very far, but just up there, there's the stile for Bwlch Tryfan. That's where we had to head in. And as we've kind of come up to this little plateau, of course, a load of cloud turned up. So it's got a bit cooler. So I've actually just stopped just to stick a base layer on, which is quite weird for me. Normally I'm in a t-shirt up until the summit of these things, these big mountains. So obviously I'm getting a bit fitter, and it means that I'm not quite so roasting on my way up. But nearly. But yeah, so we're heading up towards Bwlch Tryfan, and then we're going to head up the South Ridge. So actually, having just put you away, my trusty watch has just told me rather than go up to Bwlch Tryfan, it'd be better off to head up here, and actually it looks quite well trodden. So that's the way I'm going to go, hopefully cut out a little bit of the unnecessary. It's not necessary really to go up that way. I might come down that way and show you the view over Bwlch Tryfan. But yeah, that's Bwlch Tryfan, and this is Bristly Ridge, which now looking at it, there's a bit there. Now I don't know whether that's not a very good example of what it's like up there, but I'm not ready for that yet. So yeah, if I do go up one of the ridges around here, it might be a gribbing. I think there's Seniors Ridge, Seniors Gully, that goes up towards Bwlch. I might check that one out a little bit more. But yeah, we're going to head up that way, presumably over the top of here, and then up to the summit of Tryfan. Fingers crossed. So something I didn't actually realise is that there are actually several styles. I thought there was only one, but that's what you get for only having been up here once before, to Bwlch Tryfan. So yeah, there are several styles along here. So this here is Bwlch Tryfan, the gap between Tryfan and Glydderfawr. Bwlch means gap. So yeah, you've got Bristly Ridge there behind me. The path down to Australia Lake or Llyn Bochlwyd is down this way, down there, and then this is Tryfan. So there are some people heading up this way, which I think takes you onto the kind of the Heather Terrace path, and then up there, but that looks quite steep. So I think I'm going to try and find a path. I'm going to consult all trails and try and consult a path that goes kind of up this side, because it looks less steep and a bit more doable. We'll see how we get on. as you can see here, there's a very well trodden bit and a bit of the wall for Bwlch Tryfan and another style. But here is quite clearly where the hard work begins. So this is where you need to find yourself a scrambly way up. It looks like the best way will be to go up here and then head up that way. I will consult oil trails to see what that says, because generally I think that gives you some of the most trodden paths. But yeah, I think that's the way I'm going to be looking to go. We're at 828 metres, some layers have had to come off, so the sun's come back out again, it's roasting. But as I've stopped, I managed to cool down a little bit. So, last push, now getting pretty steep. I went a bit kind of off the old trails round that way and it got a bit steep. It wasn't too bad, probably somebody could have done it, but I just thought I don't want to get stuck and have to come back down. So I came back around following old trails and this is much nicer. So yeah, I had to do a bit of scrambling. I want to do a bit of scrambling, I want to do a bit better, but I prefer to do it when I'm with somebody and a bit more in my comfort zone. So yeah, I don't want to get stuck and I'm kind of against the clock because, as usual, I've been faffing out about a bit too much making videos. So yeah, not too far from the top now. I think we're about 60 metres, 70 metres, so we should be up there pretty soon. Looking very close to the summit actually. I've just checked my watch and it says that we're at 877 metres, so we should be about 40 metres from the summit, which is about right. I'm guessing it's just beyond where those two people are sat, so we're definitely on the right path. Just gotta find a way up to there. Right, so I can go this way, but down that side is a sheer drop and I'm not particularly comfortable with that. So here looks more awkward, but I'm going to give it a go because if I fall, I'm falling there, not 300 feet. So I don't know if I can get myself through there. A bit of a squeeze maybe, but we're going to have a go. Right. See how we get on. Go. Would you Adam and Eve it? Summit of Tryfan, 917.5 metres. This is Adam and Eve, or Sion and Sian in Gymraeg. So you get the freedom of Tryfan if you climb up and jump from one to the other. There is no chance on earth that I'm going to do that though. This is close enough for me. There we go. Da iawn, chwarae teg ti. So I've dropped down about 40 metres from the summit because it's fairly busy. It's not massively busy. I saw probably about 6 people up at the top there, and never really more than a couple at a time. But I'm still a bit, as I'm still quite new to this, I'm still quite conscious of speaking on camera in front of people. Don't mind a tiny bit, but I don't really want to do long bits to camera to people. Long bits to camera while I'm stood next to people. Still feel a bit awkward and a bit self-conscious. Not that I'm a very self-conscious person either. It doesn't bother me. Persian? Did I just say Persian? I'm not a very self-conscious person either. But yeah, there's a couple of goats here just chilling. A couple of mountain goats chilling. I don't know if you can see them, but that's the life. That's the life. They've come up here just for a bit of a snooze. Great day. It's a great day. Anyway, there was one awkward bit where I had to take my bag off. I couldn't show you because I had to put the camera away to secure it. There was one awkward bit and I couldn't find a way around when I went up there. I don't know whether it's that little, you're probably aware there's a person, if you can see the person, like a bit of a crag underneath. It's a roundabout there. I couldn't find an easy way to get up. So I had to take my bag off, secure all my stuff in my bag. And then squeeze through a gap. So thankfully I've lost a bit of weight because I don't think I'd have squeezed through it otherwise. But yeah, I had to squeeze through and then hoist my way up. I managed to get up. I did come down a very slightly different way, which was next to that. I didn't fancy it on the way up because it looked really, really exposed. And it was a little bit, but I managed to kind of shuffle down on my bum with a stretch. I don't know whether I'd have got up that way because I'd have had to kind of got back up and lifted myself up. So I don't know if there is a slightly better way. If you know, coming up the south face, of a better way for next time I come up, because there will be a next time because I loved it. It's been great. And not as difficult as I thought it would be. It's difficult. It's a mountain. It's a big mountain, but it's not as difficult as I thought it would be. But yeah, if you know of a better way to get up there, or no, all right, there's a little easy tip that you've got to get up right up that last bit, then put it in the comments, please. They'd be great for me and for other people as well. So yeah, we're just trying to. There's kind of bits of rock here that you can tell have been well trodden on. So we're just trying to get, and then there's bits that look more defined the path. So we're just kind of trying to traverse the rocks to get to those bits of more defined pathway. So yeah, just making our way down now. I won't bore you with much of the way down. I'll stop every now and then and speak to you a little bit about it if there's anything that comes up, but otherwise I'll see you when we're a bit further down. So after saying all that about the path being quite well defined in patches, I've managed to take a wrong turn. Apparently I should be somewhere over there, and again it looks a lot greener. That's the way I came up, so I need to make my way across there somehow. So I think, there are ways to get round here, to get over there. You just got to pick your path quite carefully. So yeah, I'm just going to try my best to just get through. I think there are so many different paths that people have done this way. I think a lot of them are pretty safe. Just take your time and make sure that there's no loose rocks underfoot. What I'm finding here is if you do stray off the path a bit, you can always kind of spot these bits that are a bit rocky. So it's just getting over to them and correcting, because obviously those are the bits that have been more trodden than others. Bit of bum scooting never goes amiss in this kind of thing. There you go. Somebody with much longer legs might find it a bit easier down here, and somebody with shorter legs might have a bit more difficulty, but they probably a bit more nimble than me, to be fair. The saying was never Jim be nimble, Jim be quick. I'll leave that to Jack. Okay, so we're definitely going that direction. This looks right, and then there's paths down there. So, right, well, the path that I followed leads here. I'm not going down there. It doesn't look like a path, but I'm definitely going to have to get across to there. I think I'm going to have to go through that little gap. Oh. It seems that finding the path on the way down is more difficult than on the way up. Can I squeeze down? Am I small enough? Oh. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. My bag is catching. Oh, we're through. We're through. So we're back at this little plateau. We're definitely going right, and from now on it should be much easier from what I remember. So it was quite well defined up to here. And just like that, we're back at Bwlch Tryfan. I'll shuffle across from Bwlch Tryfan. So yeah, that was took me about 45 minutes to get down. It's actually slower getting down than it was getting up, which is a bit weird. But yeah, just I kept losing my way more actually on the way down. So just be careful. Make sure if you're on your own and you've not done it before, then make sure you've got something like All Trails or a map. All Trails is brilliant. I have mentioned it a couple of times, but I find it to be fantastic. And if you find a route that is better or easier, you believe. There's my watch again. If you remember my last video, if you've seen my last video, yeah, my watch is telling me to turn and go down this way. Davad. Yeah, boys. Just like that, we're back to the nice flattish stones. I'm intrigued to know what kind of rock this is. Is it some kind of quartz or something? I don't know. I'm no good at geology. I'm sure there's a couple of people I know who are far better at geology than I am. Intrigued to know. As I said earlier, I know that Tryfan is a volcanic rock formation. So being something like quartz, I suppose would make a lot of sense, being formed in volcanic rock. But yeah, if you know, let me know in the comments. So apparently the route. I've missed the route to the car park. It's over there somewhere. So I need to get over there. So you come here, you get down to the lake. I'm now at Lakeside. So I somehow need to get over there. And to be honest, this looks about the best place to get over. And then it splits down here into two paths that goes down to two car parks. So there's two car parks, two lay-bys that are further down. You can get to the first one this way, but you're crossing the stream and then having to cross the stream back further down. So this way is a bit more direct, I believe, according to the paths on all trails. So it is a little bit boggy underfoot, but it's not too bad. It's not like I'm going to get stuck. I'm just trying to find some rocks to get me up. Ooh, nearly lost the foot then. So yeah, apart from traversing this little boggy section, obviously you need to hook around the mountain when you come down it a bit better than I did. So I've realised that the path I should be on is the other side of this little bit that juts out. So I should have looked at all trails, consulted all trails, but there is a path here. I've seen some people walking around here, and in my mind, I reckon you must be able to walk around the front of this little bit that comes out here. I can see the road and the cars. I want to be somewhere that way behind this mound here. So let's see how we get on. Right then, so I've just checked and this path is not on all trails. It's kind of running in between the two paths that are on all trails. However, there is, as you can see, rocks and a well-trodden path. So it looks as if it's easy to follow and it's going in the right direction. So I'm quite confident that we'll get there as long as I don't slip and kill myself. So yeah, I'm on my phone now, by the way, because I put the camera away for a while and I can't be bothered getting it out. So we picked up the path and it's been really easy down to here. Kind of run out of path and we're back into very light bog, but it's definitely the right path. There's going to be another stone path going to one car park straight across that way. We pretty much need to go straight on. You can almost see this rough path. You probably can't see it on there, but you can see it with the eye going straight down towards the other car park, which is where I'm headed. So yeah, shortly after I spoke to you last, we hit a few more stones and then we ran out and then more stones. Obviously they've just not all been laid. All these stones, I believe, are laid by volunteers. Fair play to them. But obviously it's just not been completed. But that's the other path there coming across. So if we'd have gone a bit further down the stream and crossed the stream again, we would have picked up this path, which comes and crosses this one, and that one goes to the other car park. So that's a very well defined path. Otherwise there's this other path here which goes to the car park where we are. So that's where I'm going to go, down to that car park this way. So as everybody's best mate Sod's Law would have it, I followed the path down, come to here. I think I need to go that way back to the car park. What's this? It's the stream. So if I'd have come down and followed the stream, the path we went up there by the street, this side of the stream. But if we'd have followed it down to here, we could have crossed over. Now that path I don't think is on all trails, but yeah, for anybody who wants to get up there quickly, you come up the car park. If you park in the first car park, the first free car park, you'll come up here, hook around here, and you can either go up that way or you can follow the stream. So, I mean, obviously, I wanted to show you Ogwen Cottage, so there was a specific reason I came that way. But yeah, there's lots of ways to avoid all that bog that I had to go through back there. Don't do that. Don't do Jimbo. Yeah, avoid the bog. Either go straight back down to Ogwen Cottage and straight back across. That path's lovely and easy. Or just use all trails. or find somebody who knows where they're going. But yeah, we're near the end now. I think we're about 50 metres down, so I probably won't say anything else. We'll get back over here and down to the car park. But yeah, thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you like the video, subscribe, comment, say hello, and yeah, hopefully see you in the next one. Ciao for now. Hwyl fawr. I can see cars.